Welcome back, gamers. In this video, we're going to tell you how to get better at Apex Legends in 2023. Now, everyone's going to be like, but Ems, you did a video about this last year. Yeah, the game has changed a lot since last year, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. You'll notice a lot of the clips in this video will be from gold, bronze, silver, as I'm taking my own lesson this season and really spending a whole lot of time learning new legends, learning new gun makeups, and so again, we're going to go through all these tips, so stick around. Let me show you how it's done. Since hitting Masters the last 2 seasons, this game has been very easy, very quickly for me, so I've spent a lot of time playing with new players, people that have never picked the game up, and it's just incredible watching small changes make such a big difference in their gameplay, and I want to walk you through those today. Again, I primarily play the ranked platform because I do like a challenge, so if you are just the casual player, we still got a ton of tips in here on how to get better. Let me walk you through them. We're going to break this down very quickly for you. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to break these down into 5 specific categories on areas where you need to improve. Some of these are just in the firing range. Some of these are just working to make a better play the next game. But we're going to go through all of them. But as always, we appreciate what we've done on YouTube this year. We love trying to get people more excited about playing Apex. And of course, if you're winning, you're definitely having more fun. So any questions or comments you have, leave them below, and we, like always, will respond to all of them. Again, we want everyone to improve, and some of these tips may have you asking more questions, so let me know. These are the 5 categories we're going to break down today. We're going to talk about your aim, we're going to talk about your legend choices, your game sense, your strategy while in the game, and then your energy and attitude towards Apex Legends in 2023. Let's talk about the first category first, your aim. While I don't think every person's issue is they're specifically not good with certain guns or they're only good with other guns, I think the problem is in Apex Legends 2023 with the loot pool, people have only been very good at 1 or 2 guns, and they're not very versatile in playing with all of the guns. Whether you're playing on mouse controller or keyboard, the only strategy here is to get in the firing range, play with certain guns with and without attachments, and get very, very comfortable. It's all muscle memory, but 90% of the time you're probably not getting the right gun you want off of a drop or into your first fight, and you're going to lose that first fight because your aim is just not consistent enough. When you compare this to a game like Counter-Strike, the reason why the pros stay at the top level is not because their aim is excellent, it's just because their aim is so consistent over time, and this is 100% muscle memory, and for you to get there, you have to practice with every single gun, with and without the attachments, because you can never guarantee what you'll have. This one may be the most interesting one of all, is that there are a ton of new legends, a ton of exciting legends, and I see people play from legend to legend to legend and really have no clue what they're really doing with these legends. Again, there's a ton of videos where you can specifically find tips and tricks about a legend, but I would try to improve. Again, the firing range is a great spot to go in and just learn about all of the abilities that every single legend has and how to execute them. We're not really even talking about the most important part, which is making sure that you pick a legend that has a strong team comp, whether you have a control legend, a support legend, but sometimes playing the only one legend over time, A, gets stale, which is again what creates an issue we'll talk about at the end with energy, but B, it just doesn't help your team win in the long run. And again, your goal here is to win more while playing smarter, and there are specific legends right now that are currently in the meta that just provide a whole lot more utility, whether it's Catalyst or it's Bangalore and Digiday. And again, you want to improve, so these are the tips I'm telling you. I do get it. It is more fun to play a huge versatile set of legends. However, if you want to improve, you need to, again, utilize this muscle memory we've been talking about and practice using this legend at the right time and the right strategy. This one we really could make a separate video, and it could be 20 minutes long about game sense, but I will say that 90% of the new players, or the people who are not very good, have absolutely 0 to limited game sense. The game sense really just starts from the start of the game all the way to the end. The game sense really starts from the drop all the way to the loot, all the way to the rotations of where you take your team. Now granted, the overall best way to improve your game sense is simply to play more ranked splits over and over and over again. However, here are some of the biggest tips I think that make a huge difference without just having a lot more experience in the game. Number 1 is team fights. Always make sure you maintain your health in team fights. The old general rule of thumb is anytime you drop below your shield, you stop peeking, you shield that, you shield up, and then you fight again. Number 2 is the position when fighting. I see way too often someone gets shredded and they peek from the same angle a second time just to go down. So always reposition yourself while in the middle of a fight is super important. Never peek from the same spot twice. 3 is make sure you engage with your current loadout. If you run an SMG, you can play a little bit more mid-range to close up. If you're playing with a shotgun, you need to close the gap quicker and make sure you're playing either interior, inside buildings, or that you're close enough to turn that corner to give the shotgun. This one may be frustrating to a lot of players, as sometimes you just need to know when you need to move on. This means the team that you're up against has a better trade, they may have better angles, but sometimes it's better just to move positioning and take that fight later on. Remember, we're trying to improve, so dropping and dying in 18th every time is not going to help build any morale, build any confidence, and so we need to avoid losing some of these fights that we can take later and potentially win. This one's my favorite of all time, is make sure you practice trigger discipline. This means that just because you see someone doesn't mean that's your opportunity to fire 30 shots and hit 2 of them. Make sure that you can make a call, take 3 people shooting 1 person, or maybe close the distance in the gap, but never shoot at someone just because you see them. Always factor in positioning, your team play, etc. I see this as the #1 mistake with new players, is they see someone and we just start shooting. If you master all those, then you'll eventually master the 6th one, which is the kill mentality. Everybody wants to be a playmaker. Once you've mastered these, you'll really know when you can make a play that's really going to end the entire fight. And so master these and then learn the kill mentality, which is know when to go in to make that final play to finish the squad off. Next up is the strategy you have behind playing this game. Again, this kind of ties back into game sense as far as making choices, but really making sure you have a strategy every single game is very important. This ties back in, do you want to play the aggressive comp? Do you want to be the aggressors every game? Or do you want to play a little bit more safe, a little bit more strategically, whether you play interior, you play better rotations, or you're really waiting for people to bring the fight to you? You have to choose which style is more your play style. Me personally, I think I'm very good at mix at playing both styles. I like to be the aggressor at times. I also like to play passively when it comes to winning the end game. However, you have to find the right fit for you. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are really gun shy, or they're really nervous when it comes to taking big fights. And if that's the case, put your team in a better strategy by playing the end zone in the last couple of buildings and play strategically with there while picking the right legends. Strategy, however, is the most important part of winning the game, and that's ultimately what you want to do if you want to improve. And to win the game, you have to have the best strategy. So amongst those, let me know in the comments below, which strategy is your favorite? Are you the aggressor, or are you the passive player that's waiting for the fight to be brought to you? Listen, congratulations at 7 minutes if you're still here to learn about attitude. You are going to be hitting the most important part of this entire video. Well, it's easy for me since I've only been playing Apex Legends for 6 seasons competitively. I don't really have that stale environment right now. However, several of you watching this video have probably been playing since day one. I think also I've slowly learned this game outside of just the game sense and aim by picking a specific legend every season and learning that legend and all the ins and outs and all the strategy behind them. Again, the game should be fun, and if you're winning more, you definitely will be having fun. But against that, this is a BR. There are going to be days where you do not have a good day. And when that happens, working on your attitude is very important strategically to find out what you could have done better, what your teammates could have done better, what you could have done better for your teammates. But the strategy behind staying positive is very important. I know it's very easy when you get someone without a microphone or you get someone not using comms to blame them and complain. Just think about what it would feel like if you just said something nice to them. Again, every person's play in every single game is not going to be their best. It's not going to be the worst, and you have to take it at what it's worth. Very often people won't talk until someone is down to either you or your teammate, and then it starts becoming very aggressive. And I've had to work really hard just to keep it something more positive and say, hey, what could I have done better? You'd be surprised how often, though I will pick someone up and their attitude changes dramatically. Again, attitude in this game is the most important part. You're not going to win every game. You're not going to lose every game. But if you have a better attitude towards playing the game, you're going to be in a much better place. Try to understand your teammates. Try to put them in a good position to win. And you're not going to do that by yelling at them or treating them poorly. So again, stay positive, talk to them politely, and see where it goes from there. As always, we appreciate you watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We will see you back next week with our 100 games of Caustic.